But then my first good impression of Danboskid was during our ball thingy. When they called him, I was shocked because I told him, you're finally fucking coming out of your shell. Like, people are finally seeing what I see in you.
She really paid attention to seeing women in places where they were represented. Every time.
I pray that if he's out and he's watching, he shouldn't feel bad for leaving. I'm so sorry. I said I won't cry, but I couldn't help it.
Now you believe me when I tell you that this first eviction kind of hits different. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think this is the first time in the history of Big Brother Nigeria that would have probably housemates like sit like this and talk about a housemate or housemates after their eviction. And I would say that based off of the reaction of these housemates, a lot of people have been talking about what exactly is going on with these guys. Like, are they faking it or are they being real? But I'm here to kind of explain that to you, right? Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Lucy's Quick One, talking the Big Brother Nigeria show season 10, 10 over 10, no zero, no minus, 10 over tears, 10 over drama, 10 over love, 10 over bad news, and everything in between. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a very interesting session with the housemates after the eviction, after the head of house games, early this morning actually, where we had the housemates sit to talk about the eviction of Danboskid and Ibifubara. And I didn't really expect that would happen, but it did happen. So we had somebody like Jason, called the housemates together. The head of house, Tracy, was on her seat, and then he was like, let's talk about these guys and their impact on us as housemates and their game in the house and all of that. So we had the first person to speak, who was Mensan. And we all know that after Danboskid was evicted from the show, Mensan broke down. Mensan was already crying and all of that. So he was the first person to speak. And Mensan talked about the fact that he was going to miss this guy called Danboskid. He was going to miss their sessions, he was going to miss the workouts, he was going to miss the fact that he had somebody to talk to, somebody to rely on. He just kept on going on and on. Then he goes on to talk about Ibifubara, and he also talked about the impact that Ibifubara had on his life. And that for I would say for summary purposes, everybody was calling her Ibu. So I think I will actually adopt that. So people, he talked about the fact that, she is very attentive and then she's warm. Now, the next person I was supposed to speak was Zita. And you can see that already Zita was sad. She had probably cried before. And so, Tracy was like, let's keep Zita and let's talk to other people, let other people speak. So the next person to speak was Isabella. And before this whole conversation, Isabella was already talking about the fact that, Danboskid is a beautiful boy, in her words. And she talked about the fact that, he had won some things in the house. And, going forward, she wished him the very best. Then she said something about, him paying attention to Zita.
For some reason, I envied their relationship because I saw how he paid attention to her. I'm like, how can you be this active in everything and still have time to dedicate to somebody you care about?
I think it's the intentionality of Danboskid towards Zita that really made a lot of people talk about Danboskid early this morning. I would say that I just don't know. Maybe we might be having another case of Teddy A and Bam Bam, but let's cross our fingers and let's watch as the game unfolds. So we also had more housemates talk. We had the likes of Kola speak about Danboskid. Ruboy too spoke about Danboskid. Then there was also Sabrina. She also spoke about Ibifubara.
I felt very much unseen. The next thing Ibifubara is coming towards me and then she gives me her name. It just made me feel like someone did see me. I'll never forget you, Ivy.
Like I said, the housemates just kept on taking their turns to talk about these housemates and their impacts in their lives. One thing I think I didn't really like, though, was the fact that these housemates were talking about the evicted housemates, that's Danboskid and Ibifubara in past tense. I kept on shouting, these guys are not dead. They just... because they were saying things like Danboskid was, Ibifubara was. I know this is who she is. She is this person. I understand that because they've left, they will be forced to use them in past tense. But it just did not sit down well with me. I don't know whether it's a Nigerian thing. I don't just know why. The fact that they just kept on saying Danboskid was, I was like, Danboskid is. He paid attention to me. He did this, he did that, and I know that he's going to. But this. And then the prayers too. Sometimes I pray that God grants him, God grants you Zita. I was like, well, anyways, I understood the intentionality or the reason behind this. Now, to the reactions of people saying that this is a game. Why are these guys talking like this? I understand that number one, guys, it's a game, but we can't pull out the fact that these guys are human and in as much as they've had a lot of fights, I mean, for every season is always different. I think for them, they just feel like, okay, let's just even see the way these people play their game in the house. How was it for them? How was the impact on their own lives? How was the impact of these people on their own lives? So let's not just take out the fact that in as much as it's a game, they are human, and it's very right for them to say, okay, let's sit down and celebrate these guys as they have left the house. I don't think it's a bad thing. Will it be something that they'll be able to continue on the long run? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out as time progresses. Like for every eviction right now, I want to see if they'll be able to continue this. I don't know also if it depends on the personality, like the person who got evicted. I don't know that too. But I think that this kind of thing will also expose how people feel about certain people once they get evicted. I mean, it was not everybody who spoke about Danboskid and Ibifubara when they were evicted. I don't think Sultana said anything. I don't think Ivata said anything. When Emisi was asked to speak, I think she just said a sentence and she just moved on. For everybody, it's different. So after all the sober mode, after everything, like I said, the game had to continue, right? So we had Tracy speak to the housemate and say, okay, I'm head of house and I understand that it's not going to be easy coordinating everybody, but these are my rules.
I'm not going to be chasing anybody around, gather at the lounge. If it's from Biggie and it's immediately, I'll give everyone 1 minute grace. And after 1 minute, I'll say what I want to say. And if you're not here, I'm not repeating myself.
So the thing here is, let's see if Tracy is able to like retain her title today. If she is, then we can say we'll continue with the regime that she has set. But I don't know. I think that what she has said will probably work for some people, because for Tracy, she's not somebody that has any bad blood with anybody. Even though she picked culture, I think Big Soso was very welcoming to the fact that, oh, she picked culture. She had already mentioned that she was going to pick culture before now, and she stuck to her word, right? I don't think that Big Soso has an issue. So I think that people will be cooperative with the likes of Tracy being the head of house. But will she retain her title? I guess we'll find out. I just love to see that sometimes, in as much as people are playing a game, right, there's a bit of humanity in it. Even though we know that sometimes, it's not from the heart, like deeply. Because at the end of the day, if they were asked to nominate somebody would have definitely mentioned Danboskid, somebody would have definitely mentioned Ibifubara. And looking at the fact that Ibifubara played a role as a therapist in that house, I would say that her impact will actually be felt more in the house. And then for Danboskid, he was present, and then he also had Zita to care for, and people love, and because they saw that it was genuine and intentional, they really like to celebrate him for that, and then for being present in the house. Let me know what you think about the fact that this guy sat down by themselves to celebrate the evicted housemates in the comment section. I got you more right here on this channel. Till next time, remember to enjoy every moment.